Hi guys, how are you today? Welcome back to another video. This video may feel familiar to you because I have uploaded this before. It had slightly different audio. As I've said in some previous videos, I'm going through changing some audio, fixing things up, and re-uploading them. So that's why you may have seen this before. So this is Draw Your Journal episode 1. This is by YouTuber Bellamena. Her videos are very awesome. I'm going to link her channel down in the description box. And basically a little bit about Draw Your Journal if you're unfamiliar with it. This is a prompt book. You guys know how much I love my prompt books. And what sets this one apart from other prompt books is that all the prompts are about you. So it's your favorite things about you. It ends up being a book about me or whoever's filling it out when you're done with it. So let's go ahead and let's dive into the first prompt. The first prompt I selected was draw this recipe. Use this page to document your favorite recipe. So what I did was I wanted to do something to document a recipe I enjoy. So I started out as I do on many of my prompt journals on a separate piece of paper. And for this, I'm making a small little bitty book. So I'm folding my paper hot dog style. You guys remember that? Opening it up, folding it hamburger style. I hope I got those right. And I'm using my bone folder here to get the good creases. I opened it up, folded it towards that middle crease there, crease. And then I opened it up and folded it towards the crease one more time. And what I'm doing here is I'm going to make a small recipe book. So I folded it downward a little bit. You'll see the book come together here in a second. I cut down the middle, but not through. And then you open it up and you fold it down and you've got yourself a nice little book. So I like doing things in my prompt journals that are a little different or outside of the norm, a little unusual. I like things to when they have some dimension and when they have other things going on other than just drawings or paintings on a page. So what I was thinking is I wanted to do something that was a little interactive for this one. So I got my favorite recipe here. This recipe is going to be for something I love making. They're called what are they called? They're like apple turnovers. So on my first page, I am making the ingredients. You can see my apples, my spices, my flour there. Fried apple pies, that's what they're called. And so basically it's a little dough filling that's fried. This is step 2 here. So I've got, you gather all your ingredients for step 1. Then you boil your apples for step 2, roll them out or roll the dough out, fill the dough with the apple filling, and then you fry them. So I just illustrated the different steps here to make my little fried turnovers, fried apple pies, whatever you want to call them. I love these. This is a recipe that's near and dear to me. I love making it during the fall time. So here I am. I did what I love to do best, and that is to outline everything with my micron fine liner. And you can see how I folded it. It did turn into a cute little book here. So I'm just going in, I'm outlining everything. And this is one of my favorite recipes, is the fried apple pies. I'm just curious, what's one of your favorite recipes? If you were to do this prompt journal on your own, what would your favorite recipe be? What's something that you would have included on this page? And do you cook a lot? I mean, I cook a lot, but I don't know. This is just one that I make a lot, that especially in the fall time when the winds are getting crisp, things are getting chillier, and I just love it. I mean, to me, it smells wonderful. This is one thing that signifies the start of fall. So I just continued going in, coloring everything in, giving a little shadows there, making it all look nice and beautiful. My kitchen is not purple. I just wanted this one to be purple. This is sort of an imaginary kitchen. When you're coming up with these prompts and ideas, especially in this book where things are about you, there's some artistic liberties. Like, this is not my exact kitchen. I don't own that pot. This is just sort of the way I'm representing it, the way I want to represent it for this little recipe book that I'm doing. And you can see I'm just coloring everything in, making it all look nice, giving it some shadowing. And then I decided I didn't want it just floating there on the page in space, right? So I wanted to give it kind of a background. So I decided to go with some lemons. I love lemons. I love, especially like in the kitchen, like lemon stuff. Like, you know how cookbooks will have themes, or things like kitchen decor will have themes. I love themes of citrus fruits and lemons. I love the smell of them. I think they're amazing. I actually have a cookbook that has some lemons on it, so I was trying to kind of harness that energy, especially since this is a book about me. I thought the more references I could include about myself and my life, the better. So I have this recipe book that does have lemons on it. So what I did is I went in, I outlined my lemons with my micro fine liner, and then I came in with my alcohol markers and just started coloring everything in. I do love, at this point in my artistic journey, when I originally uploaded this video, I had not used alcohol markers hardly at all. And that is so funny to think about, because if you watch any of my more recent videos, I am always using alcohol markers. I think they're amazing ever since I started using them. I think they're wonderful, and I love how smooth they are in comparison to something like colored pencils. I love how you can get these nice dimensions. I'm not one to like blend smoothly. I love the harsh shadows and the way everything looks with that harsh shadow, and that's why you don't see me blend out as much, because that's just how I like it. So I gave everything a drop shadow, then I glued it in the book, and that page was complete. Isn't it so cute? I even added little lemons to the front page. I love how this one turned out. It's amazing. It's wonderful. There's me flipping through it, and this is just a great page. The next prompt I selected was draw your childhood memory. Draw something that reminds you of your childhood. So I think Bellamena and I must be around the same age, because I immediately recognized things on this page: the floppy disk, the cassette tape, the Rubik's Cube, the Tamagotchi, etc. So my brain went to all these things I played with when I was a kid, like the 90s and 2000s. But I really wanted to capture one of my favorite toys I had as a child. I loved playing with Polly Pockets. If you're unfamiliar with Polly Pocket, I think the original was like a little purse, and it had the little mini Polly Pocket in it. Well, as things evolved and changed, Polly Pocket became like a little doll. She had clothes. You could put the clothes on her. You could, dress her up, play with her. And she was a bigger doll than she started out with. And her sets and things became more elaborate. So one that I played with when I was younger was this Polly Pocket. It was like a little house, but it folded into a purse. So I looked up a reference image, because to tell you the truth, I have no idea what happened to mine. And I colored it in based on how I remember it looking. The one that I found was slightly different colors, but I was coloring it in based on what I remember. So I loved playing with Polly Pocket. I think Polly Pocket's amazing. And I just came in and colored it in. So one thing I neglected to mention is I wanted to use my colored pencils for this, and at this point I had just made this awesome swatch chart. If you missed the video, I'm going to link it above as well as below. Basically, I swatched my colored pencils, and it's great to do that because that way you can look at your swatch chart and then pull out pencils that you want to use instead of having to continuously re-swatch them. It's really great. So after I colored everything in, I gave my picture a ground, just a nice green background, and that page was complete. I love how this turned out. This is super, super nostalgic for me, and I think it looks great. The colors are awesome. The third and final page I selected was Draw Your Season. Now, initially I thought about getting a little like meta with this and like coming up with my own season, which, I mean, it's a book about me. I could have done that, right? I could have come up with like a new season, but I didn't want to get so meta with it. So I ended up thinking about my favorite season, which is fall time. So what I did is I wanted to make a fall themed drawing. So I decided to go in and draw some things that remind me of the fall time. The apples, the pumpkin, the coffee, of course, pumpkin spice lattes, the scarf, and then I came in and drew some leaves. I also drew some candy because what is fall without Halloween? This is just my all-around fall drawing. After I was nice and satisfied with the drawing, I came in and I just started coloring everything in. Started with that beautiful pumpkin there, gave it some nice shading. Again, this was early in my alcohol marker journey, and I was really enjoying these, which is why I kept using them at this point. And as you see in later videos, it's a love that has definitely blossomed from here. So I just started coloring everything in and started with the pumpkin, came in, colored in the apples. Of course, they're red. Fuji apple is my favorite, obviously, because it's one of the best apples. Honeycrisp is also good. I can't stand Red Delicious. I think they're gritty. So anyway, I colored in the scarf, and I started with this peachy color. And man, this scarf, it was rough looking. It was sickly. I did not like it. It was ugly. So I came in with this brown and tried to salvage the scarf. I think I did okay for what it's worth. I mean, obviously it didn't look amazing, but tried to salvage it. I did have to take a quick break, which is what you saw there, and had to come back to this the next day. So that's why things are in a little bit of a different position. So I just kept coloring everything in. And I tried to capture candy corn. Okay, candy corn I think is one of the nastiest candies ever, but I love the colors. I love the way it looks. I love the colors together. It's just, to me, it screams fall. Same with harvest corn, I think it's called, which is the brown and orange and white one. It's so gross, but to me, it's iconic for the fall time. So I wanted to take this opportunity as I'm coloring in this seasonal drawing to ask, what's your favorite season? Is it fall like mine? If so, why? What is your favorite time of year? Maybe it's winter. I'd love to hear from you as always. I like talking with you guys. I like to hear what you think of my videos. And I just love your feedback and what you guys have to say. So I just kept coloring in this drawing. Gave it some shadows, cut out my window there, and that page was complete. I love, love, love how it turned out. This one is so much fun and it's so festive. I know we're in winter now, but it looks amazing. That was the first 3 pages in my Draw Your Journal book by Bellamena. As I said before in the beginning, this is an uploaded video with new audio, new sayings for me, new stuff. I hope you guys enjoyed this rehashing of an old video. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, I appreciate your support, and I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you for the next one. Bye!